There we go.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? Yeah. Welcome to the Seekers Chronicles Paranormal Historians, and we're here tonight to talk about history and the paranormal, how close and everything, together. So in ways. So I just want to say, how was you guys' weekends?
Good.
Good.
Had a getting ready for my daughter's bridal shower on Sunday, so had a lot of errands to run.
Cool.
Stuff to do. That's exciting.
Yeah, that is very exciting.
Yeah.
So one of my requirements for my bridal shower was that it had to be at a haunted place. And my wedding
I love it.
had to be at a haunted location.
And your wedding was at a haunted location.
Yes,
It's in
was.
my Central Jersey Haunts book, and she's getting married where Kim got married.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Congrats.
Isn't that cool?
Beautiful
She's
location.
getting married where Kim and Kyle got married, which is pretty cool. And it is haunted, from what I understand.
It is. Especially the grain house. Yeah.
But I didn't tell her that. Like, she's not watching, so.
All right.
She's not watching.
Yeah. She's not like us.
You can't watch the show until like next week.
She'll try.
So we're gonna have a great show tonight, guys. And
yeah.
Kim, do you like have the honors this week to the guest?
Yeah, so we are on episode 6, which is amazing. Congrats to all of us for making it to episode 6 and those who are watching and watching more. So this week we have 2 very special guests that we worked with quite a bit actually in the last few years at these historical locations that we've been going to. So tonight we're talking about the Willows Mansion, which is at the Foster Fields Living Historical Farm. I may be reorganizing those words, not entirely correct, but it is a living historical farm. And so the 2 people that we have tonight are actually working for the Morris County Parks Commission. We have Melanie Bump, who is the curator of collections and exhibits for the Morris County Parks Commission, and Allie Sinakowitz, which is the senior historical program specialist. So why I think this is such a kind of a fusion of the paranormal and history is because, to be honest, I don't know how many on other podcasts or other paranormal shows they're having the people who know the history on. And I think this is a great opportunity to really have the people who have had the experiences there directly, work with the people that have been having the experiences, but also are literally responsible for the history and displaying that for people who are visiting. So I'm really excited. They know a lot and they have a lot to share with us tonight, and some incredible evidence too.
Okay.
Right.
And let's say hello. Hey, here she is.
Hi, Melanie.
Hey.
Hi, Melanie.
Allie's going to be a little late, so will be here. So
she'll be joining us soon.
She'll
we're
be
happy
joining
to have you. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
And how you doing tonight?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Great.
Good. Yeah. Well, the location that we're doing tonight, all 3 of us actually investigated there. And we also had people come in and we showed them around and showed them some equipment, which is cool too.
Right.
It's an awesome location. And, so how long you been there?
Oh boy. 15 years.
Wow.
For the Park Commission for 15 years. Yeah.
So you've seen it. You not only the information on the history, you've seen things.
Yeah, I am history now.
History. You're going into history books. Now
we're going to read about you.
Yeah, one day some future paranormal group's going to be going around and they're going to be like, in like 40 years and then 50 years. I don't know how old you are, but they're going to go around like, and you're going to be one of the people like hitting the K2 and saying it off on them and stuff like that.
Yeah, now I have a new career goals on this place.
What a pleasant thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're in a place so long, you end up, your essence stays there a little bit. So, yeah.
Well, you've been doing so many investigations at these locations. You know the spirits quite well, actually.
I do, yes. Yeah. And it's interesting when you invited me to do this podcast, I've been thinking about all of my different experiences over the years. And I keep saying, oh, I'm going to sit down and write it all down. And I didn't, but it was a lot more.
We all say that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm going to I'm going to write them all down because I'm going to start forgetting. But as I was sharing with other coworkers, they said, well, what about this time? And what about that time? And it really adds up.
Yeah. And sometimes,
sure.
like, you get experiences. Because I know with me, you get experiences and then you forget all about it. And then all of a sudden, something triggers. It's like, oh, wow, I remember what happened back then. That's why I have a hard time setting it, what do you call it? Writing it down too. It's like it's easy for me to draw it. That's what I just draw it. What I experience now. So that's
Well, I guess
exactly.
This is going to be a little bit like a video diary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting it all together. Yeah.
I love that. Like a vlog.
Yeah.
So, what's your early experiences or anything there, or?
So it all started with, rumors and different stories about the Willows, and then I didn't have any experiences initially until we worked with our first paranormal investigation group, and it was the first time that a group did a paranormal investigation. And I know the group was called Ghost One. I don't remember what year it was. It was a long time ago. And
the Ghost 5.
Yeah.
The sequel, Ghost 1, Ghost
1, yeah.
I know, it's a stupid joke.
So a lot of my experiences around the Willows happened while Ghost One was setting the equipment up. So once the equipment was set, like everything stopped.
Wow.
So it was broad daylight, and there was I was with my coworker Katie, and we were walking down the path behind the garage to the Willows. So behind the garage, I don't know if you want to show a picture of the Willows.
Yeah, show the front of it, Anthony.
Sure.
The Civil War. Yeah.
Yeah. So behind the building, there's a ice shed, a wood shed, or ice house, wood shed, and a garage. And from behind the garage, it's woods, and there's nothing. It was overgrown woods, and a man's voice grunted at us and
Whoa.
said, "Hey!" And we looked at each other, and we even I think at the time we had walkie-talkies, and we radioed our boss, and we said, "What do you need? Why are you yelling at us?" And he said, "Nobody's up here."
Wow.
And so we had that happen. And then again, we were in the library, and we're setting up equipment. We're just showing the group the house, and we hear footsteps in the library directly above us. And at the time, the room was filled with file cabinets. So there shouldn't be people walking. First of all, there was nobody up on the second floor. We were the only ones in the building. And where we heard footsteps was file cabinet, so physically you couldn't walk up there. So again, we looked at each other and said, well, that's strange. We all heard it. And we're thinking, oh boy, this is going to be quite a night, and we're going to we're going to document all of this. And I think you've experienced this with the house too. Cameras didn't work. The batteries drained almost immediately, so they had all of these technical malfunctions that happened was not captured. And it was the same night, and I shared this story with you, that we were in the attic, and there's a room in the attic that is it's an interesting room. You have to kind of go. You have to crouch to get into it, and then it has plaster walls and a locking door, and it's an interesting room. So
excuse me, we have a picture of it.
Good.
If you want to put it up, we have a picture of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't mean to interrupt you. I just thought it'd be cool to see the room.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, because it's weird.
Show me
It's like
who it
a
is.
weird random room that's kind of hard to access in the attic, but it's like a full room.
What's it look like?
So it's the room where we did the EVP session?
He wasn't there. Do you know what it's titled? The picture title?
No.
No, I had to retitle one.
It has a lot of
Does it have a small
chairs?
table?
toys, carriages, little
It has
carriages.
a lot of chairs in it.
The-
Like chairs. It'll have a lot of chairs in it.
Okay, let me see. No.
No, a lot of chairs. Like a lot of chairs in a row. Like an attic where you store them.
Yeah, we didn't get all the pictures coming. So
Okay.
Did
Okay.
you see it before when I brought it up?
You know what? Later on we can go through them all, and if we see it, we'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Don't
So
finish your story.
you're
Sorry.
right.
Oh,
Like,
sorry, go.
I interrupted
Totally
the suspense.
a weird room up there.
Suspenseful.
It is.
Yes.
It's
So-
like step down, go in the little door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just has some interesting vibes. So we're up there, and it's always made me a little uneasy, and so it was my colleague Katie and we were in there with one of the investigators, and Katie asked the question, why are you in here? And we had several meters. They all turned off, and the hair, if the hair on the back of your neck stands up,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all just looked at each other, and
Yeah.
and we said, okay, it's time to leave. It's time to leave.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we no longer felt welcome in the room. It kind of, it's that where you've just asked the wrong question. Yeah, we had that feeling. So so we walked to the base of the stairs to the attic, and then the meters came back on.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
Wow. What was that room used for? Do you know in the day when they first?
So there's been some conversation that rooms like that existed for the storage of linens.
Okay.
Historically, they would have a nicer space to store their linens, but other than that, there's no documentation. Nobody says what it was used for. If it was used for, a servant's quarters, that we really truly don't know
Okay.
what it was used for.
Which is
Okay.
so interesting because Mr. Foster's kept like such a detailed journal for
Right.
years about the house and like all the doings and all that stuff. So did he ever write like a description about the house or any
So most of what he captured was the nuts and bolts of what was happening on the farm, not necessarily the house. So, which sort of makes sense because historically that would be a woman's job to capture what's happening in your household.
yeah.
Mhm.
So he was
Fair enough,
in
right.
charge of the farm. And the
Well,
farm
they were rich, so the wife could read and write.
yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah.
she passed away in 1880. So.
And there's no journals left behind on anything that
Right.
in the house. Well, there wouldn't be the woman of the house anyway. It would probably be like the head maid or something like that, or some kind of caretaker of the house. They're the ones who are probably ordering stuff and everything, and wouldn't be the woman of the house. You'd be okaying it,
She would have to keep track.
Mm-hmm.
She was like the boss.
Mm-hmm.
The boss.
Yeah.
So if we had those journals, that'd be
awesome.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
I mean,
Well, two things that
oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Jenny.
Oh, I was just going to say, do you think there's no mention of it because it was just a linen closet?
That too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't write about my closet full of linens, especially if I were, a wealthy person.
And it's not.
I wouldn't. That wouldn't concern
on the plans. I'm sure it's not written what it was used for on the plans for the house either. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that was probably part of the original structure also, which actually built the house too.
Yeah.
Could be almost anything there.
It's just so perfectly finished inside to just be linen, but it's the mystery abounds, and when we go back, we can keep asking. But two things I wanted to bring up that you were talking about from those experiences you had. One, the value of having cameras on or like a body cam, even while you're setting up, because it's true. Actually, you capture a lot when you're just walking into the space in the beginning and not necessarily as the evening goes on, because especially when you're first walking into a place and setting up, you're disrupting the energy of the place. So that's a good point, like making sure we have like a pre-camera or body cam to help capture some of that stuff. And then also what I loved is when you mentioned that they were draining all of the batteries. Interestingly enough, I don't think we experienced that so much when we were there. But if that was like the first time that people had come in to investigate, they may have really needed all of that to then continue making communications. And maybe now for some reason they don't need as much energy. I don't know. Just interesting.
They probably didn't know back then. This that's the first investigation there.
Right.
So spirits don't understand the equipment that you're bringing in. After time, I guess they get used to it, because a lot of places, when you start bringing the same, you got enough groups going in, they start understanding what these things are used for. But when you first go to a new location, the first thing they drain is your batteries, then they drain you. And I noticed that on a lot of locations. Or they drain your battery, and then when you leave the location, your battery's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like when you left the attic. Yeah, it was.
And how big was the group that was there? The first group, was it like 5, 6 people?
5 people, yeah.
So you got a small group. That's why we're after the battery.
Yeah. So
when you go with a big group, you got the group's energy. They'll take off of that instead of your batteries. So that's why they may not take off your batteries, because you got all that energy of people there. They'll take the energy from everybody there from that energy, and they'll leave your batteries alone. The bigger the group, the less they take your batteries, because I'd rather use the human energy than any kind of battery, artificial type.
That makes sense.
And Melanie, I don't know if you can see the chat, but Ron Iacovetti has a shout out for you saying Melanie is awesome. So I want to make sure you got that from Ron.
Ron's in it.
Yep, we know.
She is awesome.
Yeah, we got Ron Iacovetti. We got Richie Marcella. We got Nicole. I'm not saying your last name, Nicole, because I'm going to ruin it. So yeah, we got some people.
Rigatoni.
Yay, the rigatoni. No, we're going to call her Nicole C. Nobody can mess up. Okay.
So Melanie, were those some of your first paranormal experiences in that house? Cool.
Well, in general too.
Yeah,
in general.
So that was your first experiences at all in your whole life.
Oh, that's
that moment.
cool.
Oh, okay.
That,
cool.
And maybe it helped me realize some other things that might have happened that I wasn't really.
Right.
It was the first time that I went, oh.
That was going to be my next question. That was totally going to be my next question. Like, what did you take away from that? Did you think even experiences in the home, in the actual mansion, did you feel like later on, like, now that I think about it, I didn't pay attention when the lights went off last time, but now that I think about it, or something like that.
I also, just because my 9 to 5 requires me to spend a lot of time in historic buildings. So when sometimes I try to put the blinders up just to, get through the day.
So you would that jump factor, something come out. The shock factor.
So just being able to quiet and listen and be open to it, so I have a feeling like you were saying, Anthony, I think it would be draining for me if I was open to it all the time. So I have to just sort of put myself in a zone and ignore.
You have to learn to shut down. And also when spirits come out, you're giving them a limitation. Give them to say, hey, listen, back off. This is, you're not welcome at this moment. You're not welcome. You just give them that limitation and they will back off.
Say, I'm working here.
Everything, but majority of the time they do. Yeah. Majority of the time they do. And I mean, the location, the Willows, I didn't feel anything that was bad there.
No. In fact, the opposite.
Anything that was bad. I mean, if anything, if they do give you that shock value, it's because they want to show you that we're still here. Just to let you know that they're still there. But there's nothing that I felt, and and Kim's agreeing with me, and probably Richard also. We didn't feel anything that was bad there, so
not at all. And Kim and I were talking earlier about it being such a unique location because typically we go to a place and there's been 17 incarnations of that place, and so many families have lived there, and we have to sort of take it apart layer by layer. Whereas the Willows, it's not the case.
Yeah.
It's rare.
Yeah. When I walked in, I was like, wow, this place is so clean. I was like, it's so energetically clean. I was like, there's like 4 or 5 groups of 3 groups of people. And I'm like, that's it. But actually, speaking of which, maybe we should start going through.
Yes. So I was going to say going through the history so they know what we're talking about.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was trying to wait a little bit for Ali, but
it's okay.
I mean, you guys want to give a little bit of history? What?
Yeah. Go for it.
Right, so
I have pictures here. Do you want me to bring up pictures? I have pictures of Charles Foster, Caroline, and you want me to bring them up?
Sure.
Start
giving one you want to Revere.
Yeah, start with the Revere one.
Rosanna?
Nope.
Rosanna, yeah.
The Revere.
That's what Rosanna Revere says there.
Oh,
and there's Joseph Warren Revere as well.
That's his initials.
Yeah.
There it is.
You put down JWR. Come on.
That's what we call him. JW.
JW, hey.
J-Dub, that's what we call him.
So, General Joseph Warren Revere had the Willows built in 1854 is when they start construction, and it finishes the following year. What's interesting is that it was actually picked out of a book. So the design is a Wheeler, Gervais Wheeler pattern book. So with some tweaks, he customized it a little bit. But basically, you could just pull up a catalog and say, "I'll take that house."
Like Sears. Wow.
Yeah, like a Sears Roebuck's catalog. But
Yeah, that's how they did it back then too.
Yeah, even houses. Yeah,
I think there's something pretty beautiful about that. I think I'd like to pick a house out of a catalog like that.
Exactly. I just want to look at it.
for,
Yeah,
for
that
the
would be cool.
price,
You know,
right? Because wasn't it like $7,600 that he built that beautiful
Oh my
mansion?
goodness.
Yes, exactly.
You're
Yeah.
kidding.
and all that land around it's theirs also. How much
So-
land did he have around it?
88 acres is what was
Oh my
advertised that he purchased. 88 acres. So the Willows didn't exist when he initially purchased the property. He actually lived in what's the farmhouse on the property has burned down and was rebuilt, but they lived in that house initially while the Willows was being built. So Joseph and his wife Rosanna.
Yeah, I'll show you Rosanna.
Yes.
That's his
Oh,
wife,
wow.
and she's like 40 years old there.
Yeah.
Wow. Really? Look at those ruffles.
Yeah. Yes.
So
To the
fancy.
ruffles.
She's so fancy.
It's like, ooh, yeah, and the book and everything. So it shows he's
Yeah, she's looking at the catalog going, honey, I want a bigger house.
yeah,
This house.
honey, we need extension. That's awesome.
No,
So
she's amazing. That's an amazing photo.
In 1881, the Fosters purchased the house from the widow Rosanna Revere, but they were renting for a few years before that. But that's when.
Okay.
So that's really there were a few other families that lived in the house before the Vales. They did a seasonal rental, but not many. Like you said, there's not a lot of other families attached.
Fosters.
So that's Carolyn looking sassy.
Yeah, look at you dressed
Always
up.
sassy.
Wow. Wow.
And you can see the women behind it too, dressed like that with the hats, the white
I
dresses.
love
Oh, yeah,
it.
good point.
So it's worth mentioning that General Revere you may recognize the name. Can we talk about that connection?
Yes, so he is the grandson of Paul Revere, the famous Paul Revere.
Yeah.
Who?
So they are related.
They are, yes.
He's related to Paul Revere.
Yes.
He's
yes.
the
Oh,
his
cool.
grandson.
Grandson. Nice.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Super cool.
So, and he also had a military connection.
Wow.
So he was in the Navy, and he also fought in the Civil War.
I have some pictures of the location. I got paper like documents here. Should I bring them up? Daughter's death. Well, I
Are you
don't know
ready
that.
for that?
No, we'll do that when we talk
Let's
about
wait.
the evidence. When we talk about some of the evidence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just bring up some pictures. These are pictures I guess Jenny took of the place.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then maybe you could tell us some of the history. Who?
Yeah,
That's
so
a who's who.
so when you come
Yeah.
to visit the Willows, we sort of this is what you'll see first. We introduce sort of the cast of characters that you're going to learn about when you go in the house.
Mhm.
And so you've seen these. Many of these are the same photos. So when Allie logs on, we've kind of decided to split who we're talking about. So I'm going to talk a lot about the Reveres, and then she'll be able to dig in a little deeper about the Fosters.
I
Perfect.
love it.
Okay.
We love it.
Okay.
So that's Carolyn in the middle on the bottom.
Yes.
Mhm. Carolyn Rose Foster.
And then her father is Charles Foster next to her.
Right.
Okay.
I love her style.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's an interesting lady.
Yeah,
I mean, I would say
think you guys should
before
dress
her
like that in
time.
the next investigation.
Yeah, I think she would.
Done.
I think she would appreciate that.
But
Yeah.
basically, she maintained that same style. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember exactly when that photo was taken, but if I had to guess, she's 25 ish. Maybe, she maintained that same style.
Yeah,
until
both
she
mine
died
and everything.
at 102.
That's
And
pretty-
she's not always wearing skirts, which is unusual.
No. Well, she had an active role on the farm.
Right.
Maintained the farm, so she would go down there and really
Wear some trousers.
and she oversaw the farm after her father passed, and
Wow.
That's very cool.
She really was extraordinary.
Yeah, and she has a bow tie on and her
I
hair
have a
up.
random question that I couldn't find the answer to this, although now that I'm thinking about it in my head, I probably know my answer. Why is it called the Willows?
Yeah. So
Okay.
we don't have a concrete answer of that.
Oh.
So Carolyn Foster told us it was the Willows at base. So in her oral history, she says that Revere called it the Willows based off of willow trees that grew on the property that are no longer there.
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
Okay.
But what's
willow trees are big.
interesting, we can't find a reference of Revere using whenever he writes about the house, he never calls it the Willows. So sometimes there's these
What does he call it? Does he have a name? Did he have a name?
So he calls it the Rancho or the house.
That's what I call my house. The house.
The Rancho.
The
Rancho.
Yeah.
I'm going to call my house that from
I
now
love
on.
that.
It's
Well,
too
there
good.
are willow trees there now, aren't there? If I'm recalling in my mind, there are willow trees in the front of the
I didn't
house.
see any.
No.
No. What are
No,
the trees
they're
in the pasture?
big spruce tree. I don't think they're
Here she is.
Yeah, they're big, like spruces, huge
Yeah.
ones.
Here she is.
Oh, hello.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
Allie,
Allie.
Allie might know if there's any willow trees left.
No, so there's no more willow trees left. They lined the driveway at one point, and the reason they stopped being there is because they require a lot of water, and I guess that area kind of dried up, so it doesn't really have the same effect. This is so cool. Hi.
Yeah.
Hey.
Welcome. Allie, you're a little low on the volume.
We're so happy to have you.
Oh, all right. Let me try to turn it up. Can you hear me now?
We can hear
One more
you.
time?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's
I can
better.
hear you.
Okay, hold on. Let me try to speak. Can you hear me when I get closer to it?
To get
Yeah,
closer
a
to the
little
mic.
bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It has been a day. Hold on.
Yeah. I
Let me
bet.
move the camera. Okay.
Well, thanks for joining us, Allie. So
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
The show's
glad you made
okay.
it.
Thank you for showing up tonight, everybody. The show's up. No.
Okay, good night.
Bye. This is so fun.
we were just talking about with Melanie about her experiences there and how long she had been with the commission and some of those early experiences. We just did a very, very brief overview about the different families, but I know we're going to be going into that more later. Do you want to tell us how long you've been with the commission? And
Sure.
Yeah.
Happy to. Okay, so I started in 2016. I was an education assistant at Historic Speedwell. It's a funny story because I was applying to museum jobs all over after I graduated grad school, couldn't find one, and I was at the time a dog walker and dog sitter, and I was like, all right, this is the last one I'm applying to. And if not, I'm going to get board certified and, get insured and become a dog walker permanently. So it's the last job I applied to. I heard back. So I got in. I started working at Speedwell. I worked there for about 2 years. And then a spot opened up over here at Foster Fields, where I currently work, for historic program specialist as a full-timer. So I was like, yes, please. So I applied. I interviewed. I got in. And I was there for 2 years, and the pandemic hit. And then during the pandemic, everybody knows there's a lot of things that went on. I wound up going down to part-time. And then through the years, we did a lot of stuff, drive-through tour, slowly bounced back. I became full-time again, and then I got promoted to senior historic program specialist. So here we are, 4 years after the pandemic, and I'm here. So I like to, senior historic program specialist is my title, but I like to just call myself lead educator. It just makes more sense, and it's more clear. So I basically coordinate, the events and the paranormal things and scout groups and everything else on site.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you ever think you would be
Perfect.
doing paranormal things when you first applied to the job?
I had an idea because I was taking over for a colleague who had formerly done the paranormal groups. I didn't think I would love it as much as I do. So when I describe my job to people, I say, "Oh yeah, I coordinate the school groups, ghost hunts." They're like, "Ghost hunts? Wait a second." So I'm like, "Yeah, I do that at my job." They're like, "Your job's so cool." I'm like, "I'm extremely lucky to do what I love, and then have really good benefits on top of it."
You get to meet interesting people like us.
Like truly,
Yeah.
and I love you guys, and this has been like
Yeah.
such a fun journey with all of you, and like it's such a good group, and I know Melanie loves working with you guys too. Like we're very lucky, and like it's such a cool part of our job, and it's just really it's really fun to do because then we get to like not a lot of people get to say that they can do what we do.
No.
That's true.
And we love working with you guys. We love it.
Yeah, you guys are cool.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You guys are cool. Yay, I'm saying it. You guys are cool.
Cool.
Okay?
Anthony approved. Anthony
Yeah,
approved.
you're cool.
That's all I wanted.
You got the you're good.
Yeah.
Um,
This was approved by Anthony Spinelli.
that's very appropriate.
Mhm.
So we were talking about General Revere and Rosanna, and we were talking about how Kim was asking why is it called the Willows, and I'm sure you get that a lot. So that answers our question
Yeah,
right there.
That's interesting because back then, willow trees were actually put on top of graves.
yeah.
That was a lot in cemeteries. You see the
How
willow
do you
trees.
know that?
Yeah, what they did was
Good
because
point.
they put them on graves because the
But they're
energy of the
weeping.
tree, it's like life from death.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because the
Willows in particular,
the
though.
roots actually go to the body
Mhm.
half the time. So there was like life from death. You know, you got a new
Interesting.
tree, life and stuff. So a lot of willow trees were, they're called weeping willows.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
No, it makes sense. But yeah, the trees are gone. But the name still remains, and it's a beautiful house. You guys have been there. You guys were just there.
Yeah,
We were just
yeah.
there.
We just we showed a picture of the front of it, but we didn't show inside yet. We were just starting to.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what we shown.
Yeah, I love
That's
that
the front.
shot.
That's a pretty cool picture.
Yeah, it's a good picture. Yeah.
Is he really on the horse or that's a ghost?
Yeah. So that's one of
Is the ghost this is?
No, that's a real man. That's a human. That is a throwback picture from a while ago, but it's one of my favorite pictures.
Very cool picture.
It's a cool one because we just actually had a Civil War reenactment this past weekend, and that was from a previous one, and I think it really showcases like the different styles of uniform, and it's just a cool shot. So I love using that
It
one.
is very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the
beautiful.
building is stunning from the outside. I mean, when we pull up, people who are listening
Yeah.
don't realize it's not like you just pull up to it.
Yeah.
Like you have to go up this long path through like fields, and then you turn into this like private gate, and then it just comes up upon you out of nowhere. It's so dramatic. It's not like you can see it as you're
No.
approaching it.
And
It
that's
just
the back
comes
of
out.
the house.
Yeah.
So
Right.
historically, you would have approached from the hill when the entrance you're talking about is actually the back. So you
The back
would have
entrance,
gone
right.
through this little arch bridge. Oh, I wish you had a picture of that. This
Oh,
little
Yeah.
arch bridge,
On the
and
right.
you go up. You just climb this hill up to the house.
It is very cool.
Oh wow.
Right. It's so dramatic though, up on top of
Yeah,
that hill.
everything is so dramatic.
Very dramatic. The whole thing is dramatic. So is the whole family. So
Yeah.
Well, the
love it.
architecture is Gothic revival, which is very dramatic.
Right. Of
Right.
course.
That's very cool.
Right. And Kim and I were saying we investigate so many buildings that are like 1750 and so many that are like 1890,
Mhm.
but not a lot of in between.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
there's
good
a lot
point.
of like
Yeah.
late 1700s or mid 1700s, and then we do a lot of Victorian style, but then we don't do a lot of the one in between, the 1850s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a really good point. It's true.
Yeah. So
I don't know why.
the location, that's awesome location. And that you said that was an active
Yeah.
farm at one time also.
Yeah, so it started as a farm in 1774, actually, so a lot longer ago.
1774.
Yeah, yeah. So that's when it first started. It was a lot smaller then. That's when the farmhouse was also first erected, and that's Ogden lived there.
Yep, Ogden.
Yeah. So he lived there first. So it has been an active farm since. I mean, we still actively farm it. It's on a much, much smaller scale. It's not anything what it used to be, but it is still being used, the gardens and such, and the eggs, and we sell the eggs and we give the produce out. So, but yeah, it has been an active farm since 1774.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, there's goats. There's goats.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
Goats, sheep, pig,
They're so cute.
chickens, lots of chickens, sheep, horses, cows, turkeys. I can go on.
Mm.
Two cats. We have
And that's what's cool about it. You got this this house thing on the hill here that has spirits in it. And then right down the road, there's chickens and goats and goblins. Oh my!
Horses, yeah.
You got all those. And it's just that's why it's called what, living farm or living
Foster Fields Living Historical Farm. Yeah.
living historical.
Love that
farm.
name.
That's pretty cool.
Kim, you said it correctly earlier.
Okay. I was like,
It's a mouthful.
oh, I think I got that, but we're good.
Yeah, no, it's a mouthful.
It's set outside the paranormal and in the history. People could go and see this farm. Kids could come in.
Oh yeah.
So so the people could just come and go visit the farm, and they could feed the goats. I think Jennings could be there tomorrow with some feed for them. You feed the goats and the pigs and everything like that. So that's pretty cool.
It's not so much it's not so much a feeding thing, but it is we have kids come on. I like to say we cater to the stroller plus crowd. So like stroller to like 3-year-old, and then we have a bunch of grade 8, like K through 3 for kids. We are open April through November, so we just closed for our 2024 season. It was a banner year. And now we're just going to do some special events and kind of this is like a nice period where we can kind of relax and plan for next year and do our lesson plans and get everything set in order. It never stops. The education is a constant ball that is always rolling. But it's nice that we can kind of like just relax a little bit now, have some desk time, and really kind of collaborate and make sure we're hitting all of our goals and all of our dreams and what we want to do. So we reopen in April of 2025, and anybody can come here. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
cool.
awesome.
That's cool. So,
but let's get back to business. Ghosts in history.
Yeah, I was going to say, go back to the ghosts here. Melanie was talking about the famous experience in the attic where everything got drained and the hair stood up on the back of your neck and you had to get out. Were you there for that? You were there for that?
I was there for that. The recent private hunt, right? A few months ago.
Right.
No, not the original.
No, the initial experience.
She was not there.
I was not there for that.
Okay. But you've heard about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So what was your first experience then paranormally at
in the
mansion?
So it's always, for me, it's kind of like always like a feeling. I don't like to go in there by myself to open it, or when I have to close it, I'm usually running out as quick as I can, turning off the lights and alarming it. I have heard bumps and creaks and, things that shouldn't be there when they are there. A lot of the times though, I get most of my paranormal experiences with you guys. With the meters going off and the other, and the voices coming through on the ghost boxes and things like that. So
and the EVPs we got in the attic.
Oh yeah, that was I thought you guys were talking about that last time. That was super spooky when the thing was like going off and like screaming into the thing. I was like, okay, we're good.
Yeah, we actually have 3 of them tonight to play for everyone.
Oh, cool.
EVPs from the attic. Yeah, that's the room that Melanie was just talking about for anybody watching. The room where she had that initial experience is where we have some good EVPs for tonight. 2 of them are from the attic, 1 from the kitchen.
Yeah.
One from the kitchen that you were giving me a tour Remember I said I'm going to turn the recorder on during the tour? There's a really good EVP that came up.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah. I mean, I get the most experiences when you guys are around. I don't know if it's just because the ghosts are like, all right, cool, we're coming out.
Yeah, they're like, Richard's group is back.
Yeah, people who get us, and they're here now. So, yeah.
And Kim's group.
Yeah.
They're like, Richard and Kim's are here.
We're here.
And gang.
Yeah, Richard and gang. I do know I have some staff stories. I don't know if Melanie had told you any of those yet. Oh,
No.
yeah, we have some previous staff stories and a more recent one. So if you're interested,
Okay.
I did hear this one. Yeah, let's do it.
And we have some pictures, so we might have a picture of the room you're talking about. We can pull up while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well,
just to give orient people a bit.
Sure. Yeah. Well, the most recent one, I don't know if I sent you a picture of the, I believe it was Carolyn's bedroom. Most recent one is one of our.
We have it.
Oh, good. Okay.
We have a bedroom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll see a big bed. Big
Yeah.
bed with steps up to it.
The pictures I got on the screen are this big.
Okay, got you.
So I got to go with what it says on the side.
Them.
You know what I mean? Dress. Okay.
It's a huge canopy bed.
It's really pink if it helps.
Yeah, it'll be pink, like a lot of pink colors in it.
No, that's not a bed.
Kitchen.
That's the kitchen.
That's the kitchen there. And
That's where the EVP we have to play is. That you were giving me that tour.
I don't think I have that. Remember, a lot of stuff wasn't downloaded, Jenny.
I think
we
you
can go through
do.
them.
I think you do. You have a picture with chairs. I think you did show it already.
Yeah, you showed it.
Did.
You showed us that.
Yeah.
With chairs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is that the round
there's
table
a small
one?
table. Yep.
Oh, small table one. Okay. You should say small table. That's
Well,
smart.
that's
that
a
was it.
room.
There it is.
There it goes.
Okay, nailed it.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
The bed is to your left. There's like a chaise there, and then there's a bed.
Yeah.
But that's the chair where the story she's about to tell happened.
Oh,
awesome.
good.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys nailed
Go
it.
ahead.
So Melanie and I have a colleague, and he is one of the best docents that we have for the house. So when you get to Foster Fields, the Willows is a separate tour. It's a guided tour. Foster Fields is a completely self-guided experience, but on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, you can go in the house. So you have to go with a guide. When you're in there with a guide, they will take you to the first floor and tell you all about the family, about the servants, about the history, and then same thing on the second floor. Now, this was a particularly interesting tour, and when he came back in after his tour, he was like shook. He's like, I have to talk to you. And I like saw his face and I was like, uh-oh, like what, like thinking like something like really bad happened, or like, I don't know, like maybe something went wrong on the tour or something. He's like, no, I had a ghost experience. I'm like, all right, tell me all about it. Like, let's hear it. So we were apparently he was in Carolyn's room, which is the picture you see here with the pink walls and the flower shades and the flower carpet on the bottom, and there's 2 chairs. So apparently he had walked in here leading a tour group, and I don't know if it was before the tour group went ahead of him or after, or like he was following behind, but he had stopped and he had hit into something with his foot. So he had thought that he hit the chair, and when he looks down, the chair's not there. Nothing's there. It's just his foot. So he hit something solid, but there was nothing solid to hit there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really interesting. And he was like super spooked about it.
Freaked
freaked
out.
out. Yeah.
Freaked out. Yeah. And like, I don't know if this is the first time that's happened to him, but this is like one of the most ones that stood out. And he came back into the visitor center where I was, working, and he was like, hey, so this just happened. I was like, thank you for telling me. That's amazing. I'm like, are you okay?
Wow.
Like, yeah, but it was just wild because like he said he hit something so solid.
So
And
real.
he looked down to be like, oh no, I hit something. Like, oh, let me make sure I didn't hurt it, because like our objects, we take really good care of them. And there was nothing there.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, there really is a huge open floor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was he
If
a
you don't
believer?
hit the chair,
Was
what are you
he
hitting?
like a person who would?
It goes back and forth with him, I think. And then I think this one was like, oh, okay.
So now he's like, okay, I had an experience.
Now
I
he is.
cannot
Yeah, I think it's more like, he's had an experience now, and he's like, oh, all right. So what Melanie and Allie do on the weekends with the ghost hunts is like,
So I guess we're going to see him on the next tour we do.
yeah,
Yeah, maybe he'll come.
Yeah.
It was wild. I actually did invite him to that because then a few days later we did the preliminary hunt. So I invited him. He couldn't make it, but I was like, "Do you want to come?" And he's like, I don't know.
No, not ready for that yet, Allie. Just
my first
baby steps.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
What about you, Melanie? Do people tell you stories?
Yeah,
who work
so
there?
So the collections, so I work for the collections department, and we are responsible for cleaning the willows. And so cleaning the willows, it's a big chore. So Alex is he's the one that really bears the brunt of doing all of the cleaning, and he'll hear his name called, and he's the only one in the building. And he's had experiences where he'll hear footsteps upstairs, and he's downstairs and nobody else is in the building. So he's definitely experienced that.
Interesting. Do you think
Hearing his name.
men have more experiences than women there?
I don't know. I think that, I just think that if you spend more time in the building, you're going to have more experiences. And he spends, when I'm spending time in the building, it's usually in paranormal investigation or setting the house for a new exhibit. So I'm not there he's in the Willows every other week cleaning.
Alone.
So he's there very
Alone.
often.
It's
They know
quiet.
him.
Wow.
And,
Right.
I always find that you have more experiences in the places where you're there all the time, and they know you. They'll know your name, call your name.
Sure.
So as you guys were talking, I thought about, this is a really, really old story going back to one of the first investigations before my son was born. My husband would come with me and volunteer. Now he stays home and watches Eli while I'm working paranormal investigation. And he didn't tell me this, but he took, as he was walking the site. So at the time you would have to walk from the visitor center all the way up to the Willows. So he took change, 35 cents, and he threw it as good luck and said, "This is for you, Carolyn Foster." And he just threw it somewhere on the site, like it was a fountain, And so the next day we have the paranormal investigation. The next day I'm in the building cleaning up with, at the time, Beate Fuller was our cleaning, and she would do the housekeeping. And I find 35 cents on the carpet. And so
No, you didn't.
This is odd.
I didn't know.
So I tell
That's
Kanan,
cool.
my husband, when I get home, I said, it was really weird. I randomly found 35 cents and he went white. And then he told me that he threw 35 cents on the path and said, "This is for you, Carolyn."
Ghost friend.
And I found it on the carpet in her bedroom.
And she was like, "Thanks."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was in her bedroom.
Wow.
That's wild.
And she probably knew that you
Of all places,
together,
it's
and
in
she
the
gave
bedroom.
it back to you.
Yeah.
She gave you back. I don't need this money. You take it
And
back.
Yeah.
Wow,
But that's
35 cents
interesting.
too, not like
I didn't know
10
that.
cents, You might find a dime that someone dropped. But what?
Yeah.
Well,
She would
every
give it
time
back,
I think of my
though.
mother, I get a quarter. So I always see quarters. When I see a quarter, it's something with my mom,
Well,
and it's like
maybe she was.
but that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
35 cents.
That's
You
like a
get it.
sign for you.
Yeah. She probably said, "Tell them thank you, but you guys need it more than I."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even
Or
there
she
was
just put it in her
something
room to keep.
felt like, this is strange. that I found it. Now, is it really all that strange to find money on the carpet? But I felt like I needed to tell him that I found this 35 cents on the carpet.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That is nice.
I love that story.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good story.
That is very good.
To use for like future investigations as almost like a trigger object, bringing 35 cents and asking questions.
Oh yeah, no, I'm doing it. No doubt.
Cool. Oh my
I was
God.
just thinking that I'm doing it.
Yeah, as the paranormal people, as the investigators think,
Totally,
like, that's a great
yeah.
story. We can use
We're
that.
like, okay, note to self: bring 35 cents.
35 cents.
Always have it on.
That's cool.
Do we have an EVP or an image that we want to share?
You got EVPs here, and I'll tell you what they're named.
There's no particular order, so
You got Richard Attic, EVP. How are you? How are you? Ali Tour.
how old are you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How old are you?
So the first two are in the attic when we were doing a session with you both, right?
Yeah, we were both up
You
there.
want me? I'll bring that one
I
up.
believe I have a picture of you guys too. Yeah, either one. They're both good.
Okay.
Yeah, we were
Okay,
talking
this
about
is
which
a
one are we
EVP.
doing already,
Which
so.
one are you doing?
I'm telling the audience, raise your audio, raise your volume on your,
Raise your volume.
wherever you want. You know, if you're using a phone, if you're using whatever you might be using, computer, because it might be a little low. But
So
I think this is pretty.
just to set it up, we're using a DR60 in the attic. It's Ron Yacovetti, if he's watching. Hello. Ron and I both had a DR60, but this one is from mine.
Okay, here we go.
General Joseph Warren Revere. I was at your gravesite and I brought some dirt here to the home. What do you think of that?
Do it again.
Do it again. Tell me what you think you hear.
General Joseph Warren Revere. I was at your gravesite and I brought some dirt here to the home. What do you think of that?
Something home.
Yep.
Yep.
It says not the home.
Yeah.
Not in the home. And then I think he repeats
Not
it a
in the
second
home.
time. Not
yeah,
in the
it says
home.
not in the
not
home,
in the
not
home.
the
I'm
home.
gonna play that one more
Yeah.
time.
General Joseph Warren Revere. I was at your gravesite and I brought some dirt here to the home. What do you think of that?
Okay.
Pretty
Yeah.
clear.
My home.
Not in the home. So interestingly, he
Mhm.
brought dirt from his grave to the home. And Richard, of course, asks, what do you think of that? And he's like, no, not in the home. So of course, Richard removed it, out of respect. But yeah, I mean, it was such an intelligent, immediate answer. Get that out of my house.
Yeah, it's like.
And the general was quite an interesting character. Who would like to speak more on him? You were going to do each one.
Yeah.
That's the Revere guy. I'm gonna put him back up.
So I get to talk about Revere.
You do.
So yeah,
I love how she says I get to talk about it.
So he was in the Navy. He joined at the age of 16 in 1828. And so just context, he ends up meeting his wife. He met his wife in 1837, and then they met in Boston, and then he marries her in 1842. But then ends up because he's in the Navy, he doesn't end up spending a lot of time with her, living with her. He ends up traveling to California to fight in the Mexican-American War in 1846. And so after the war, he stays in California and opened up a ranch, but he ran into trouble with military conduct standards. because he had an extramarital affair with another officer's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'll do it every time.
What?
Yeah. So in 1850, he resigns the Navy rather than being court-martialed.
Yeah.
At the time, he was 37 years old. So so this is interesting. He has a fellow naval officer. That's his business partner in the ranch in California, is Rodman Price, who is he was a governor. He ends up being a governor of New Jersey, and really the reason why Revere ends up eventually moving to New Jersey. But you may recognize Rodman Price because the letter that we're going to share later is to him. So they were very close friends, and when Revere's daughter passes away, he writes a letter to him.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't end there. After he resigns,
What a character.
he ends up. Hold on, I'm pulling my notes to get all the dates and what such correct. So he joins during the Civil War. He ends up in the 7th New Jersey Brigade. He trains militia, New Jersey militia, on the Morristown Green, and he leads soldiers during the Second Battle of Manassas, and was injured near the Henry House Hill with a gunshot wound to his groin.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
Which then becomes infected. And he was sent to Washington, D.C. and then back to Morristown to recuperate. In all, he ends up returning to the Willows 2 times during the war, and then eventually being there permanently. But during that when he ends up returning to the regiment and is part of the Battle of Chancellorsville. Mm-hmm. So during the battle, the major general that Revere reported to, General Barry, and the brigadier general were both shot, and Revere concluded that he should become the senior most title, and he started commanding them. And so the next morning, chaos begins to spread among the troops, and because they didn't know who was in charge, so Revere ordered his men to retreat, leaving their tents and their equipment behind. And this action caused such chaos that Revere was actually court-martialed.
Again,
he stood trial because he wasn't supposed to have assumed command, and then he told them to retreat. So he ended up court-martialed, and
guy
having to go home. So a lot of his time in the Willows is spent fighting for the court-martial to be overturned so he can get his pension.
Mm-hmm.
And even after he dies, his widow, Rosanna Revere, ends up having to fight for the pension as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
wait, after she got cheated on.
right. Yeah.
So wait, so this guy just decides I'm the general now.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's what like cell phones back then, and be like,
Nice.
no, everyone's cool. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, they didn't even have like
Leave
Morse
yourself
code. They
and get
didn't
out.
have that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess if the other guys are shot and they can't lead, he's like, okay, it must be me now.
I guess it's my turn.
It's my turn. I guess that.
Yeah, but general, like, I mean, and also, like, what a bad decision. Leave all your shit and go.
Yeah. Well, I definitely feel like he's present there. I definitely feel like I've experienced him. I was describing a man who actually, I wrote down, he has a left thigh injury or something on the left thigh, their left leg. We don't know which leg I think it is, but I definitely, and I feel like he's like this bravado kind of guy. Like he just like walks around like he owns the place, which he did. But there is, his daughter is Fanny, right?
Yeah.
Francis. So I wonder if this would be a good time to do the picture of the in the window.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the name of that again? I forget what the name of that image was.
It's the picture of a woman, or
I think
No, it's a
oh, it says something.
apparition?
Okay, I got it. No?
Yeah, that's the photo that we think is Franny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I see.
Do you want me to talk a little bit more about this?
Yeah. For those people
Sure.
who can't see it, just explain where you see it.
Okay, so behind the willows, the hill. So the willows is the willows is sort of on the middle of a hill, and you have to continue walking up behind the willows, and it's woods and fields back there. And this was a trail cam that was set up to capture deer population. They were counting, how many deer went back and forth. And this photo was taken in the middle of the night. And there was at one point there was another photo before this that was just an orb, and then this photo. But over the years, because these photos were taken a long time ago. I don't remember exactly when, but over the years, a lot of them have disappeared. And so this is the only one that still exists. But we see the back of a little girl in that photo. And there are stories that other people that have worked the farm in the past have seen a little girl running through the woods in the middle of the night, 3:00 in the morning, and a little girl in the snowstorm runs out in front of a plow on a path where there's no one around.
Does she have red hair?
Right.
I don't know.
Because I see it. I mean, red hair and a white dress.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like with socks, like the dress and socks, like knee high socks.
Maybe. I think it's
And the hair is like in pony, like braids that come down each side.
I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
braids
have a
coming
photo
down.
of Franny in life.
Okay. That's such a shame.
Yeah.
Because I see a round face, big cheeks.
Yeah.
So did everybody see it in the picture?
I got the
it's
draw.
not like it's front and center. Like everybody,
No, she's
if everybody,
in the distance.
Yeah, in the back on
distance
the
on the
that
left.
like white kind of almost like
small.
taller, not taller but thinner thing, and you can almost see the hair on her back, right?
Yeah, you can see the hair on the back. It's towards.
Yep, exactly. She's walking away. It's if you look on the left side of the picture, that light spot.
Yes.
You can make out a dress.
Yep.
That's a great catch with the trail cam too, because trail cams are activated by motion. So you've got to think that you were saying maybe she runs, maybe she was running.
Yeah. And before, in this series of photos, there is a photo of a deer. So there was a deer around.
What I see here too, on the bottom where there's a white thing coming up, is a shadow or something.
Yeah.
The shadow something, I don't know if something went by quick and the trail cam didn't pick it up right away. And that thing on the bottom there, that could be an insect antenna.
That's
a white thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But an insect wouldn't set off a trail cam.
No,
it's that weird thing, that weird wispy white small thing in the background, way in the background.
Yeah,
Right.
I see
I
it.
see it.
I
see her.
always think it looks like the little girl from The Ring.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, right.
Thanks,
A
Melanie.
sash,
With the white
'cause I
dress,
see
with
a
the long
sash
dark
around
hair.
her waist.
Well, and
her hairs.
somebody
there's-
once said it looks like a cow. It like looks like a cow face looking at you, but like at this point, it's the middle of the night. We're in the back of the willows. There is no
Oh,
cow
no.
pasture
Yeah,
back
there's no
No.
cow in
No.
there.
No,
cows
no.
there. Because like
No,
maybe
that-
I see it, but no, it's there is
No, I
there's no
can't
cow
explain
pasture.
it.
It looks like a dark belt around a white dress, like
Yeah.
a ribbon. You know, like they would take a ribbon around it, like a blue ribbon or something around the middle of the dress,
Yeah.
around the waist.
Well,
That's a
it
pretty
is-
cool picture.
It is a really cool picture. I mean, it is really interesting that she's there because in this letter that we have,
Mhm.
Anthony, if you want to pull up the letter,
Okay, I don't know if there's any special order, so.
that's okay. So in paranormal investigating, you know, we get a find, right? A find, an image, a picture, an EVP. Like it doesn't matter what the piece of evidence is, but what we really love is when we can explain the evidence, or if we can have like the evidence stacking on top of one another. So, Melanie, this letter is incredible.
Yeah.
1859, huh?
Yes.
October
So
1st.
So
Wow.
I will read. So this letter, I mentioned it earlier. So this letter is written by Joseph Warren Revere and sent to his good friend Rodman Price. And I forget the September. I forget what the date is. I can't make it out there. But
1859, which would be the year that she died.
yeah, I think there's a I think it might say September, but I'm
It's September, yeah.
it's September.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It says September up there. This is October 1st, 1859.
it's October. Okay, all right.
October 1st. Well, I'm assuming it says 1. It looks like October something.
So there's
1859.
two different dates because one is the family, the Price family, giving it back to the Revere family. So there's two different dates on there, but the original date from Revere to Price is from 1859.
Yeah.
So this letter, it is talking about Frances dying from an illness, and it talks about the life in her and how quickly they had no idea. She was healthy one minute and it just took her life immediately. And it really talks about the heartbreak that he was experiencing, and that the other thing that this letter talks about is he says it basically this is punishment for his sins.
Oh, wow.
So that's interesting from, you know, that he's feeling a little remorse for I'm assuming he means his marital sins.
So too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
she passes away, and this is the statement when I was processing the letter that made me stop in my tracks, because having seen the photo and knowing the stories, he describes, we see her everywhere in the woods and amongst the trees, and can go nowhere that she is not present with us. My wife is suffering serious grief.
Ooh.
We feel we must be absent for a time from these scenes, to which however we wish to return. Now,
So they actually seen her too
yes.
back then.
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy.
In
Wow.
the woods.
Do you think they mean
How
they
he
see her
describes
or
it.
they see her?
I didn't know about this, and like I said, when I said what I said, I didn't know about this. I didn't read this.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, so-
interesting.
That's
What I love is that the image that we see of the woods comes first, and then Melanie
Right.
found this later to help by chance, and it just lines up perfectly. It's incredible. But
right. But
Is
not
it
the other way.
different?
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we also have evidence that corroborates
Yes.
that we've communicated with a child in the attic, and
Yes.
the age, they said their age was 10, and
10.
Frances was 10 when she passed.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we have the EVP of that. That's the second EVP from the attic. How
Yeah.
old are you? It says.
Yeah.
And you have to listen. You make it loud if you want to play it now. Make it loud.
Yeah.
Turn up your volume, but also just so you know, it comes immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
The
this
answer
is
it's like right
how old
away.
are you?
Yeah. And you both were here for that as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right, everybody, just make your thing loud, and here we go again.
Turn up your.
Hi, I'm still Jenny, and we think we were speaking to a child. Can you tell me how old are you?
I'm 10. I'm 10. I'm
Yeah.
10 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll play it again.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm still Jenny, and we think we were speaking to a child. Can you tell me how old are you?
Ten years old. Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm 10. Yeah, right. Adam in the audience is
It
like,
says
I'm
about
10
three
right away.
times, too.
Heard it. Yeah.
Adam heard it.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm 10. I'm 10. I'm 10 years old. Yeah.
Want to do that one more time? That was very interesting.
Yeah.
Here
was
we go
good.
again.
And that's the attic.
Hi, I'm still Jenny, and we think we were speaking to a child. Can you tell me how old are you?
That's very cool. And 10 years old.
Yeah.
I
And that
mean,
very active attic.
Yeah.
yeah, very. And I love that every question we did get answered on EVP was a very intelligent answer and relevant answer. It wasn't just talking. It was like immediately, how old are you? I'm 10. What do you want us to do with this, dirt I brought in the home? Not in the home. Like right away.
Yeah.
An intelligent answer. We weren't just coming upon a conversation that didn't relate.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how intelligent and immediate the responses were.
Yeah, out of all the ghost hunts we have done, the responses we got in the attic were like immediate every single time, and that's that was very spooky. Because sometimes with EVPs, like you have to wait for something, but they were like going that night, so that was wild time.
Yeah.
The attic might be active because the attic, you might have more activity in your attic, that area. Because I don't think it was any kind of room that anybody stayed in, because back then, the heat rises and those areas were really hot in the summer. And even in winter,
trust me, it was hot that night.
It was bad, and so it probably was some sort of storage place. But spirits usually hide out in attics and cellars for whatever reason. So maybe these spirits are up there. That's why you're getting activity up there.
Yeah.
They're up there hiding from everybody else, from people like us walking in and say, do you know how old you are? What's your name?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't say it. Don't say it. How did you die? Don't say it.
What's your name? So those
But
are
maybe a child might follow you up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and they probably would have had. We know more about the Fosters and their staff members. The Reveres would have certainly had staff. They wouldn't be taking care of the house themselves. So who knows if they would have gone. Hey, what you doing up there, maid? We have no idea. Oh, there he is, Charles.
Probably
Foster.
not.
Charles Foster and Lady Foster.
Carolyn.
Carolyn? Do you want to start talking about the family, since we did the Reveres, and now we can switch over?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Allie?
Did you before we do that, did you want to show the picture of Revere in the window?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We were supposed to
Sure
find that.
do.
Yes.
Sure do.
How could I forget that?
This is a pretty cool picture. I'm just telling everybody out there too.
Amazing.
This is a pretty cool picture that we have that they sent us, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. You can actually see the outline. You can actually see there is a man there, and so I'm going to play that for you guys. Here we go.
Okay, so
Look at that.
this picture now, this is back during COVID or around COVID times, like 2020, 2021. I couldn't do any indoor investigations because, it wasn't allowed with the numbers and restrictions. So we had to alternate and have outdoor hunts, which is exactly what we did here. We did the outside of the willows, we did the outside of the farmhouse, outside of the cottage, and a space in the backfield where we think Franny usually hangs out, or where she might have hung out during that time, or especially during that picture. And Mel, I don't know if you were working that night. I think you were.
She was in my group.
She was cool, right? Okay, so that's the other thing, because so this is obviously taken by a window, and this is the window that is either near the butler's pantry or the kitchen. So it's like pretty next to each other. And
Right.
I love to tell this story because everyone's like, oh, it's just a reflection of a dude that took the picture. It's like, it's not. This girl had bleach blonde hair and it was dyed like Harley Quinn. One side was like red and one side was
Oh my God. Definitely not her.
Wow.
Similar, not
That's
like
funny.
she's a blondie too. So there's a mother and daughter pair, teenage and mom, and they took this picture. And I'm like, that is not a teenage girl with like red and blue hair. That is very clearly a man. You can see his hair,
Yeah.
beard. It's wild. Like when they showed
Leaning out the window.
yeah, I lost my mind when I saw this. I was like, you took this? And she's like, I just took this. I was like, this is crazy. So,
And that's outside.
Do you know what she took it with? Do you know what
Um,
she used to take it?
I don't know if it was a camera or a cell phone because this was like 3 years ago, but like she should. You know what? It was I think it was a cell phone because she showed me immediately. She's like, you need to see this. I was like, oh, okay, let me look.
Cow.
Thinking like it was an orb or something.
You know what?
It was
That's
on her
probably-
Lesson
iPhone.
learned. Oh yeah, it's not an
That's
orb.
probably a
Lesson
regular
learned,
camera
don't sleep
with
on the
low
outside.
lux.
Yeah.
It's probably a regular camera with low
Yeah.
lux, and there was probably a light going at the time.
Yeah.
Well, what I like about
I
this
think it's
is
a
I
cell phone.
feel there is a uniform on him, and you can see the forehead, you can see the nose, and you can see the whole scalp. He has like a full head of hair going back,
It's crazy.
and then you can see maybe like a mustache and a little beard. And I do see a uniform, and even the white coming down,
Mhm.
that could be part of the uniform also.
Yeah.
And we did see the before we did see him with medals on.
Yep.
So it's a possibility those might be reflection of the medals or something, which I think is pretty cool because you can see the outline of the window above him, but his head is blocking some of that out.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's,
You know?
It's like he's sticking his
That's-
head out the window.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
was definitely
looking out.
nobody sticking their head out a window.
right.
Yeah,
You can't even
Mhm.
open those windows.
That's
You can't
Yeah,
open
that-
the photos, and it's clearly not a teenage girl taking that photo. So like
Mhm,
that's the one that always gets me.
No.
I'm like, holy.
mhm.
and I
So
mean,
that's
just the
a great
position of his
capture.
eyes and no, it's amazing. It's
It's very
an
defined.
amazing
It's not like a
capture.
Blob.
And-
It's like a face.
That
It's
is-
so
that is
clear.
good.
It's so clear. And so many window pictures we have to debunk because they're in a window, because that kind of thing. And windows are liquid. You know what I mean? And especially over the years they get like, but this is an open window.
Mhm. It looks like
And
an open window.
It's the most amazing thing. It just goes to show you though, don't sleep on the outside of buildings. Don't sleep on investigating the outside.
Yeah. You know what's good about this too? You can see the way the camera is.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
probably no flash. She just took the picture.
Yeah.
It's probably just a picture
Exactly.
just taken.
Yep.
So it's no flash on it.
Okay.
This is probably just a regular camera. It might even be a cell phone.
Yeah. I
For
think
that
it
matter.
was into the house, and it just happened. Then she's
I
like,
think-
whoa.
I think it's a cell phone. It seems like a cell phone.
It was a cell phone. She
that's-
was in my group and she showed it to me.
Okay, so it was a
Okay.
cell phone.
Picture, and her mother said, "You have to show her. You have to show her."
Mhm.
So she showed me this photo on her phone, and I said, "Can you please email that to us?"
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you share that? Can I
Was it an iPhone?
immediately?
It was an iPhone.
It looks
Yeah.
like an iPhone.
Because the
Yeah.
iPhone, I used to get on locations if I didn't have my equipment. I think I'm somewhere. I would take pictures, and I got a lot of stuff on my cell phone back then. I had an iPhone, and I got a lot of stuff on my iPhone.
Mhm.
So that's interesting. That's a great picture.
It's a great picture. It's one of my favorite ones.
That's
Yeah.
I could look at that all night. It's absolutely incredible. I'm looking
Yeah,
at
I'm
his
just
hands.
staring
Does he
at
have
it,
his,
and
like
it's not-
hands on the.
I feel like his hands are on the windowsill. Yeah, and he's
Mhm.
like,
That's
but
what
they're
I
like
think. Like he's doing
distorted a
this and
little.
looking out.
Yeah.
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 He's yelling, "Get
We-
back to work!"
Probably.
So
Who's
because
out
we were
there?
investigating around the corner, he's positioned watching us walk by.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
The
gosh.
whole group walks by.
Mhm.
Ah!
He's looking
Like, what's
right
going
at
on?
the level of somebody walking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Wow.
literally looking where you would
What
walk
what
by.
room is that he's supposed to be coming out of? What
So
room is it?
The
it's
kitchen.
either the kitchen pantry or the butler's pantry.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Okay.
And they're right next to each other.
So it
So
maybe it could
behind
be
the fireplace.
It might not be him himself. It might be one of the workers
Right,
too.
that's what I thought.
Could also be. Yeah.
That's a possibility. You know, even though it might think it's a uniform, maybe there's something to another type of uniform. You know,
Yeah, it could be.
butler's uniform or whatever they might have it for that era.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
if they had,
absolutely
butler.
incredible picture.
Yeah, I know the Fosters did
Mind
not,
blowing.
but I don't know if the Reveres did or did not. They might have had a footman or a carriage guy, similar to what Charles Foster had. But we know he had somebody named Andrew Gibbons that worked for him. But yeah, I think it looks like Revere. So
I think it does too.
Yeah.
And that like kind
Me
of
too.
intensity is kind of how I experienced him when I was there. Like that kind of like really like like the intensity of him. Not that he does anything, he doesn't, but just like that kind of vibe about him, which is that picture too for me. Yeah.
I have some evidence here from you guys. Hotspots, Charles's desk, and
Yeah, Charles.
Yeah. Maybe let's go into talking about the Fosters, and then we'll go into the desk pictures of
Yes.
this.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I'm gonna cover the Fosters. So because they're there are two families in the house, so Mel cover the Revere, so I'll cover the Fosters. So Charles and Carolyn and Carolyn's aunt Carrie moved into the house in the 1880s, so 1881. But like it was a bit of a tragedy to get to this house. So Charles was born in 1842. He marries Emma Thompson in 1869, and they have kids, pretty much right away, as is the course back then. So their first son is Ward. He's born in 1870, but he dies in 1873. So he was only 3 when he passed. And then he has another son named Charles Jr., who unfortunately passes in 1877. So another 3-year-old who passes. So he loses 2 sons at the age of 3, not far apart from each other. So it's quite devastating, obviously. And like also during this time, his wife Emma has tuberculosis. So you can have tuberculosis for a very long time without succumbing to it. So he's got 2 deceased sons, and he has a sick wife. Carolyn, who is his only daughter, is born in 1877. So it's just at this point, it's him, his wife Emma, and Carolyn, and they're in Brooklyn at this point, which I should have mentioned. That's where he worked, and Emma's getting sicker and sicker. So what they decide to do is they decide to rent the Willows, the house, from the Revere family, and spend the season out here. Now the season is the social season. It's 6 months long, so very nice. And they get to go out to the country. So Brooklyn, remember, Brooklyn at this point isn't the best. Like there's no sanitation. The water's probably not great. We're talking horse-drawn carriages, so there's probably poop in the streets a lot. Like if you ever look back at old-timey New York City or Brooklyn pictures, it ain't great. It's very clean now. It was not clean back then. So it's pretty gross.
Clean now.
Yeah. So they come out to Morristown for the season. Social season, as I mentioned, 6 months long, and it's just for them to get some air, to maybe get out of the city for a bit. So they rent the Willows from 1878 to 1880. Now again, during this time, Emma is sick. Unfortunately, Emma passes away in 1880. so a little bit into the time that they're spending there. And she died of tuberculosis. She ultimately succumbed to it. Charles was devastated, obviously, so now 2 sons and a wife. So it's just him and Carolyn. And he's like, enough of the city. We're moving out to the house we rented for 6 months, and they move into the Willows in 1881. So Carolyn is 4 years old when her and her father move into the Willows, and I believe Aunt Carrie moves in with them as well. Now, Aunt Carrie was Emma's sister, so somebody to help raise her in like the maternal way. So she lives there with her father for the rest of her life. She never leaves the Willows, and they bought the house for $27,000, give or take, and that's where they spend the rest of their time together. So she was definitely into the social scenes there. Carolyn was as she grew up, and her and Charles were in the farm life together. Charles ran the farm kind of as a hobby farm. He still commuted to Brooklyn every day to work as essentially a stockbroker. So he was in finance. Carolyn went to school. She went to the Miss Dana School, which is basically a finishing school in Morristown. She had a bunch of friends. So that's kind of how they got settled there. And it was, again, this farm is a functional farm. They make butter here and shipped it all over New Jersey and sold fruit and stuff. But yeah, so Carolyn and Charles lived in that house together for a long time until 1927 when Charles passed away, ultimately. We don't know what he passed away from, but there are a few different stories. One was that he died on the hill, like the big hill leading up to the house, that he collapsed one day. Someone said they found him on a fence line. Ultimately, it looked like it was a heart attack. So after, yeah, very sad. I think he was in his 80s at this point, though. So after Charles passes away, Carolyn inherits the farm. She's 50 when he passes. She inherits the farm, and she manages it for the rest of her time, that she has here. She never married.
A lot of time.
Huh?
I said, which was a lot of time.
A lot of
Yeah.
Time left.
Yeah. No, she
exactly.
She was engaged at one point. It didn't work out. So, and we have none of her journals. She burned them all. We have one from 1918. But we do know that she was indeed engaged. Didn't work out. She never got engaged again. When you're a woman of a certain means at that time, you don't necessarily need to split your fortune with somebody. So why do it? So she stayed single for the rest of her life, or that I know of. And then she had the farm and, continued to run it and manage it, and then got involved with the park commission later on in life. And that's, she decided to donate it to the park commission upon her death. She bequeathed it to us. And she passed in 1979. So she lived for 100, and she was 102 years old when she died.
Wow.
You like the story.
So it worked, moving from Brooklyn out there to avoid tuberculosis.
Yeah.
Good point.
It did.
Avoid TB.
Yeah.
Which is
The
interesting
plan worked.
It did.
Yeah, they still lived on a farm and they still cultivated milk, which is generally how you get tuberculosis. One of the ways.
Exactly.
Yeah, it can be.
But
I've have been lucky,
yeah,
but it did work.
Anthony,
The
do you
plan
have
worked.
those photos, Anthony, of
I have a dress of what?
the Fosters?
Yeah, I put that up before. Let me do it again.
Yeah, we did.
So that's Charles. That's her dad. Looking very
Right.
dapper in his awesome suit. So Charles Foster. So the Fosters in general are related to the Fosters of Foster Beer Company down in Australia. Those were his cousins.
Oh wow! Unfortunately, I like that beer.
It's a good beer. It's a solid beer.
It's a good beer.
I've never not liked it. Go to Outback Steakhouse and get yourself a Fosters.
So that's where they got the money. That's where they
You
got
could tell he has money.
$27,000.
I think he had some. Sure, his family was well off, but he also, I think, amassed his own kind of money, because he, when you're a stockbroker, you're going to do pretty well for yourself.
That's a lot of money.
You could tell he has
That's a
money.
lot of money,
Look in the middle of his tie.
I know he's got a little tie.
He has a pin in there,
Yeah.
and that's probably some sort of status. And even his collar, you see his collar starched up and flipped down.
Yeah.
So that's more of his suit that
Well,
he would wear out, not
And
to
they
work
were
so much, but more out.
they were friends with a lot of like the well-to-do people in the area. Like they were friends with the Scribners of Scribners Publishing. There's a few other ones that are in there because Morristown, the Gilded Age of Morristown was in the 1900s, and it was they had an area in Morristown called Millionaires Row. Like a lot of these houses have been turned into like not apartments, but have been turned into different buildings and such. Like they still stand. But a lot of houses were Millionaires Rows, and all the seasoned society people would come out here to the country, and they were part of that society. So they might not have been the wealthiest, but they were definitely in it. To the point where Charles, when he worked in the city, he would take a train called the Millionaires Express from the Morristown train station, which basically didn't wait for anybody, but like the Scribners, him, a bunch of other people in the city, and they wouldn't make any stops. It would leave from Morristown and go straight down to Hoboken, where you could hop a ferry and get into Brooklyn. So the commute time was a lot less intense than people who might be commuting from Morristown today.
Wow.
This picture here is of Carolyn, and she looks absolutely lovely. She's, I think, in her teens here or early 20s.
Stunning.
Yeah, so that's
stunning.
Carolyn. I believe she looks like she's at some kind of garden party. She was in society, so she was out and about. She had a lot of friends, and they were always doing, social engagements and things like that. She was very much involved in the town growing up. And then, as she got into adulthood, she stayed involved in the town as well. So that was her in her outfit. I know that hat is killer, isn't it? So
was that picture taken on the grounds?
I'm not quite sure what this picture was taken. Mel, do you know if this picture was taken on the ground?
Doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look like it, right? It's got a big tree behind it, but it doesn't look. It's probably somewhere in Morristown. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit about the Fosters.
That's a great photo.
Yeah, it looks like she's having a good time, doesn't it? Look at her face.
Yeah.
It's fun. And
a lot of personality.
She had a lot of personality. Yeah.
Because you take that picture and kick your butt.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, so she slowly started to give the park commission foster fields as she got older. So it's like a few hundred acres, like a 120 acres in 1972, as long as she could stay in the house. And then once she eventually passed, she passed in July of 1979. Then when we inherited all of the lands and the houses and things like that. So it's a really interesting story, the Willows, the fact that it has the two families in it. So you got the Reveres and then you got the Fosters. And we also are extremely lucky that when Charles moved into the house after Rosanna Revere vacated it, after Joseph Warren passed, that she would come back and get some pieces of furniture, but she left most of the furniture, so we have a lot of the Revere collection still, and a lot of the Foster collection still. So we're lucky because a lot of historic houses don't have that. Like they'll have furniture of the time period, but not from the original owners, and we have a lot of it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
you make a great point.
I'm going to show some pictures of the house.
And that keeps in so much of the imprint of the energy too. And I mean, I'll say when I went in there, I mean, she was unbelievably present. I mean, she was literally the first one that I experienced was Carolyn Foster. And interestingly, she showed herself to me as very elderly, very, very, very elderly. And then she showed me she couldn't see. So she was literally telling me like I couldn't see. I went like blindness, like literally it was like
very bad. She lost her eyesight really badly towards the end of her life just because of old age. I mean, you're 102, and like because she was so inspired by this. Well, not inspired by this, but there's so much happened to it that the land behind the foster fields was donated by her to the Seeing Eye. So we have a bunch of Seeing Eye dogs in development. We have a whole foundation. But yeah, she lost her eyesight pretty much.
Yeah, that was one of the things that she really wanted me to experience.
That's crazy. Yeah. No, seriously was like she couldn't see much.
No, she couldn't. She was literally like I could. Yeah, it was really interesting. But her like zest for life was like palpable.
She was a saucy lady, apparently.
And she was so happy we were there. Like she was so happy that we were there. She loves showing people around. And I know you guys we have quite a bit of contact with her, and you guys have quite a bit of contact with her, and she's come up quite a bit in investigations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're spending 98 years in the same house,
Right.
like you're gonna have an imprint there, and you're gonna want to show it off. And her story is just so fascinating because like we have the Willows de-aged back in time, right? So like we have it set up for like how it would have looked in the 1900s or the 1800s. But like she got her first car, which is a Ford Model T, a 1922 Ford Model T that she parked in the garage until her dad was like, no, don't leave this here. Electricity came to the farm in 1930. And she literally like evolved with the times. I'm talking from radio to car to TV. Like, that's an amazing swath of time to really like think about that she went through so many developments.
Think about it. She died like practically in 1980.
It's insane. Yeah, and she was born in 1870.
Like just a couple months short of 1980.
Yeah.
And she was born in 1877. You said, right?
But yeah, like what a story.
Right.
Like, this is why she lived through like almost and like probably one of the craziest centuries of technological development that we've ever had as a humanity.
Yeah, the whole industrial revolution.
The whole thing. Yeah, that's insane. But yeah, what a life. And you can tell when you're in the house that like the vibes are just
we have one more EVP here. I want to play it because it's starting to get a little late on it here.
So this is Allie was kind enough to actually let me film her giving me a tour of the place so that I could go back and hear all of this again, kind of thing. And I said to her, let me turn on the DR60 while we're talking, just for the heck of it, see if we hear anything in the background. And you were in the kitchen with me and you're talking and you'll hear a female voice come in very loudly and remark on something you're talking about.
Oh, I'm so excited. I haven't heard it yet.
So amazing. I think we'll be working close. There's some time, not a lot, because it was here.
What does it say? Hello?
No.
Was it like kind of in the background, like towards the back?
After I say it's amazing, a couple seconds later, it says, wow.
Oh, can you play it again?
I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
How come it's not going more than...
Amazing. I think we'll be working close. There's some time, not a lot, because it was here.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Wow. That's not us. Like you hear us talking in the background over
I
us and somebody goes, wow.
Definitely not.
That's interesting.
That's cool.
Okay. There's a mud room next to that.
Yeah.
And when you guys first went there, when I went there the second time, but the first time you guys went there, because I went there the second time, you guys were doing investigation and stuff, and Jenny showed me some. She was just panning an area, telling me, "Oh yeah, we want to do the kitchen. We want to do the kitchen area." So she's panning, and she pans cast by this room. At the time, I didn't know what the room was called, but now I found out it was called the mud room.
Yeah.
And I seen a woman standing in there. Okay.
Sense.
And I drew her.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
I love this.
Okay.
She's like a 6-foot Jamaican woman, and I didn't know you guys had milk. She's carrying buckets of milk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And I got the name Ola, O''LA. And that's what, and she was like 6 foot. She was a big Jamaican woman. It's like, I'm saying more like a Jamaican because of the accent and, whatever. But I'm assuming she was Jamaican, really. But she was a very tall woman. And she was in that room, and she was bringing things of buckets of milk. And like I said, I didn't know you guys had the milk there too. So
We did, yeah. Now that's an interesting theory because Mel, didn't you tell me the mudroom was moved from a different part in the farm?
Is that right?
I found that out when we did it the other day. When we last did it, they moved it from that was down by the farm.
We don't know where it came from, just that it was on the property and they moved it from somewhere else on the property.
So they picked that whole building up and they moved it over.
Yeah.
Do
They
you know
were
what it
built
was
up
used?
on logs.
What was it used for?
We're not sure.
The mudroom?
Yeah.
Before-
So it's like the dirty kitchen prep.
Right, but I mean, before it got moved, do you know?
We have no idea.
No idea.
Okay.
No idea.
Mm-mm.
So the like dirty, like plucking the.
Plucking chickens, cleaning out ashes, beating
Yeah, don't
up.
tell me I'm a vegetarian.
I'm sorry. Yeah. That's basically where, what Melanie said, all the dirty kitchen prep and cleaning out of things would happen.
I need a
and-
room like that.
Yeah, for real. And no guests would have to be, like, you couldn't bring guests back there, obviously. Like, we go in that way because we like to show people, like, this is how your day would start if you were a servant and not a rich person. But it's like, that's where everything would get really gross. Now, in terms of staffing, I do know that the Fosters had a lot of Irish girls come through, especially in like the 1800s. Mostly because, I mean, Morristown was experiencing a huge wave of Irish immigrants. There's an area in Morristown called Little Dublin, or just called, the neighborhood's called Dublin. So we do know that we had a lot of Irish girls that came through that worked for the Fosters for a number of years. I do not know who worked for the Reveres. Zero clue.
Right.
No records of that really. But we have some records of the Foster family servants or staff. Yeah.
That's interesting. You said Irish girls because I did Didn't I mention somebody with red hair?
Yeah.
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 Well, that would be Franny.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, it could be almost any. I mean, every time we think it's a certain spirit, doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily have to be that spirit.
It could be anybody.
It could be
I
anybody.
agree.
Especially
It's a
behind
girl in a white dress. That doesn't narrow it down. But
Girl in
the
white
fact that you
dress and
said
stuff with-
that they see her.
Yeah, either way, and then you seen in the woods. I mean, either way. You guys, I'm gonna play some of this. You have thermal cameras here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Charles's desk.
Yeah. So this was wild. Mel, do you want to talk about this? Because I was kind of in and out at this point for checking
Yeah.
with people.
So Kimberly and I were in the room, and Kim, we were engaging with Carolyn through what was a ghost box. What do you remember what you were using? This was when she kept asking you to dance.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we were using a ghost box, and then we were using some music from the 1920s or 1930s. We were using that from the phone.
Yes.
And yeah, she was like asking me to dance and wanting to have fun. Yeah. But
Yes.
this, yeah.
Yes.
In
So
the-
this is happening.
In the library?
While and
Mhm.
I'm standing on the other side of the desk, and I'm just experimenting with this new camera. And this is the top of the desk. I haven't touched it. Nobody's touched the desk. And there's a hot spot
Mm-hmm.
as if somebody was leaning on the desk.
Yeah.
In
And what is always a very cold room, might I add?
a very cold room. Yes.
Ooh.
So you can see that bright yellow spot that represents warmth, as if somebody had their hand on the top of a desk. And so I took that picture, and then I tried to recreate it, that if it was my hand and I was touching the desk, what would it look like? And that's the next photo. And you can obviously see very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's the same spot. You can still see the book there, the tooling on the desk.
Mm-hmm.
And what I also loved about this was, Melanie, you were filming with the Fleur the whole time, and you were checking around us, seeing if anything would come.
Yes.
We were asking for it to engage with us, and then all of a sudden you were like, "Wait a minute, what's on the desk?" And we're like, "Nothing's on the desk in that area." And you were like, "Was there a tool on the desk?" And we're like, "No." You can see a little bit. We had a floor EMF detector on there, but that's not even lighting it up. That's over on the right. There's
Yeah,
a
I
wire
see
there.
that.
Mhm.
And you can see that that's like very focalized. There's like a little bit of heat with that, but that's over there. It's nowhere near where the heat signature is. So, you know, FLIR used to be used a lot, and I for some reason I don't feel like it's being used that much in the paranormal. I mean, maybe this is just my own experience of it, but don't forget your FLIR, people.
Yeah.
I think they really are very valuable, and I've seen some great evidence of people catching stuff outside with these also.
Yeah, I like using them outdoors more. That's when I do outdoor investigations. I use
True.
mine outside
Yeah,
more
that's
than anything.
really cool. Really cool. And you
Yeah.
can get the one attachment now to your iPhone. You don't even have to have the unit anymore.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Well, there's one. If you're gonna get it, FLIR is actually a brand name.
Yes, I have that one.
But you go with FLIR because FLIR is
I
the
agree.
best, and all the other ones are like aftermarkets. Because
I agree.
as electrician, we used it a lot of times because certain wires, like in panels, your 3-phase panels, you can always put it on there and see if there's a wire a lot more harder than another wire. That means there's more power on. There's more. You have to balance the load. So there's more power on one wire more than the other one could damage the wire. So you have to separate the different breakers. That's why you have different breakers going down. You know. So that's how we do it. So that's FLIR is always the best one to use. That's one I know I used on the job. And
So
you don't want to get aftermarket ones or something like that.
So speaking of that, I use it often to debunk things, and Kim you might appreciate this, for animals, right? Like in Fort William Henry, we heard steps above us, and I thought, you know what? I think that's an animal, kind of thing. And sure enough, we were able to catch it with the FLIR, and it was, some kind of raccoon or something up there that was caught up there. So, but speaking of animals, I'm sort of going from this to this to this. Do you have like animal activity there that you've ever like deer or something that like come up to the window or something that we should take into account, like
Sure. I mean, yeah, we live in Morris. We live. I don't live.
I just feel like I always like to know all the stuff I should debunk. Like right now I have a list of everything to do there. Go outside.
Yeah.
Investigate outside.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that. But I mean, do you also have like mice and stuff is what I'm asking inside?
Yeah, we've definitely had mice.
I
feel like it's worth mentioning that Carolyn had a pet deer in the house.
Oh my God.
Interesting. Of course she did.
I love
of course
this lady.
she did.
I just love her. I do. I just love her.
Who wouldn't? No wonder she's fabulous. That's my word. She's just fabulous.
Smokes cigars, wear pants.
Just out here, never married, have a pet deer. I can't blame her.
I love her.
And it would run away and go and swim in the local pool, and like it wreaked havoc in the neighborhood. This pet deer.
Like your deer is here again. No, but I mean, you must have like a lot of times. You think you hear footsteps and stuff, and there's mice or there's other things.
Yeah.
All right. We got like 8 minutes. So there's other pictures that you want me. I'm just going to go down quick. Some of the pictures of the house. Okay. There's a grandfather clock. Okay.
Which they wind once a week.
Dressed.
Yeah. Oh, that's me.
All right.
Yes, that's right.
Fireplaces. I mean, it's a nice location. If anybody in the audience wants to go down and check these places out.
Yeah, very beautiful.
That's a wild staircase.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the foyer.
And that's a staircase going. Does that go to the attic?
To the attic.
To the attic. Yeah.
Okay.
Not creepy at all. Not even a little.
Not creepy at all.
That's the
Not creepy at all.
Attic photo we were.
That's the attic we're looking for.
Yes.
Okay, that's the haunted attic.
That's the attic.
I see there's a lot of stuff up there. Maybe up there you got stuff up there because something might be attached to some of that stuff up there.
There's a lot of toys up there.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
There was a sleigh,
in the attic.
which that sleigh I actually found a picture of another kind of sleigh in the historical book that is about Caroline in the place.
Oh, yeah.
So that's looking out over the animals the
that's all from
goats and
the
stuff.
sunroom porch.
That's
Or sitting room porch. I call it the sunroom.
yeah.
So you get an
That's
idea
nice.
of how it's up on this hill.
Yeah.
You know, it's so
Over
grand.
the whole farm, essentially.
So I
Yeah.
have to mention quickly that porch door, I found it for both of our investigations. I've come in and the door was open and I had to close it. And
Nice.
I've been checking every single day, you know, anytime I'm up there to make sure that
right,
that door's not open again.
Yeah.
That it's closed and hasn't been.
We were
So
doing something in there.
we'll
and
see if it's a
"Oh, they're not
paranormal investigation thing.
Yeah.
The clasp, I you know, it's just a little off.
Mhm.
Doors are my specialty. I'm gonna take a look at it. Dead serious.
Yeah, next time you guys are at
Yep.
the house, people look at it because it was driving Mel crazy for a little bit there.
Yes.
Okay.
Close this. I'm like, I guess.
Well, we could put a camera on it too. Put a camera on it before we start.
Yes, that's a good idea.
I mean, the place is great. I like
It's
it a lot.
amazing.
It really
Beautiful.
is.
We're very fortunate to
Yeah.
have it.
And thank you guys.
Yeah,
Like-
you got it.
Thank you.
Oh, thank
for
you.
being
Do you guys want to bring up any events that are coming up? You want to tell the audience any events that are coming up and the dates and where to find you?
We're really excited. So a few of us are going to be out. So I like to try to add a new investigation location every single year. If I can add 2, I will. I'm just ready to keep expanding the program beyond what is our normal historic buildings. So we are going to be investigating privately the Tubbs house next weekend, which is out in Willowwood Arboretum. And we were just there yesterday, scoping it out and seeing where we were going to go and what we were going to set up and how it was going to work. So that's going to be, we're going to do the private investigation next weekend. And then that investigation is
With
going
us.
to, that's you guys. That is going to be sometime in March before wedding season. So that's going to be our new location for next year. And I'm happy to announce that I'm going to bring back the Grounds of Foster Fields Hunt. Because everybody at the last Willows Hunt, a lot of them are tried and true patrons who love the event, and they were with me during the pandemic, and they're like, "Can you bring that back?" I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's bring it back. It's a great hunt."
Good.
The only issue is if it rains, so I'm going to do a summer evening one. So it might go a little bit later because of sunset, but I think it's going to be beautiful. And it was requested, so I'm like, you know what? It's a good one. The people love it. So we'll do the Tubbs house. We're going to do a summer outdoor one. And then there's going to be 2 more, I think, in the buildings. But I'm figuring out the dates still.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
And I have to give you guys such a shout out for how well you put together these events. And you know what shows for that is people come again and again.
Yeah.
They've been coming, they go to the location once, they're there the next time, they're there the next year. So kudos to you guys. I love how you put the respect onto the history, always including that. And they're such a great time. We love doing them. And we have you here next month talking about another location that we
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great too because we are noticing people coming back to every time we do something. And I mean, it's very cool because they're getting to know us, so we're getting to know them, and they come in, and they act like, "Hey, how you doing?" And like they're, part of the team and everything, which makes them feel more comfortable. And then if we know them, you throw some equipment their way or whatever, or we do what we could do to make it enjoyable for them also.
Yeah,
right.
And they seem to like it.
We love our guests and we love working with you guys because I think me and Melanie were talking about it a few weeks ago, how it's we're just working with our friends.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Friends, yeah.
That's how we feel too. Trust me, that's exactly how we feel.
Yeah.
So one more time for the audience who may have come in, that the full name of the location so they can look it up, or where can they find it on a website?
Sure. Yeah. So we're currently talking about the Willows Mansion, which is located at Foster Fields Living Historical Farm, which is a park within the Morris County Park Commission. It's a
In New Jersey, Morristown, New Jersey, that is.
Morristown, New Jersey. We're currently closed, but we open to the public again in April, and you can find us on morrisparks.net. And we also have Facebook groups and Instagram groups as well. So
I'm gonna put that out.
Okay.
Morrisparks.net.
We got 30 seconds left, so
Perfect.
I'm going to say thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us tonight. I want to thank the audience for joining us. Thank you. Remember,
See you next week.
we got to keep these locations going. So please go to them, and you can enjoy them too. So whatever money they collect, they put towards the locations. So I would like to keep these locations. And remember, be safe out there. You want to look for ghosts. You don't want to be a ghost. I want to say good night to everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thanks. Bye.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Hello.